Is Isaac more likely to raise or flat?
Raise. Exactly because of ICM.
Yeah, you can get ace-queen to fold even. And certainly hands that would be flipping.
Like, it might come across like ICM suicide, but it isn't, because he's so deep. He's at 61 big blinds. So even if Edward Yam woke up with a strong hand, Isaac Haxton is not going to get crippled. So a jam is... You needed to remove those pairs.
Hansen is looking for some help from the poker gods, as I said earlier. Needs a 3 or some hearts.
Operator, hide the whiskey bottles from Vidu, please.
Well, the 4 of hearts suddenly got the blood pumping, but fortunately not much else connected. Backdoor draw is possible.
There you go.
The best card in the deck.
Never easy.
The out counter has run out of space up top. Oh, not to
Just
be.
not to be.
Everything whiffs, and we do lose him in fourth place, rather. $106,000 to the man from Hong Kong. GG, sir. Very well played. Wow. Edward is just taking these spots without fear.
Oh my god.
Tony has woken up with pocket eights, and if he's paid attention to Edward's play, or indeed went and watched the stream during the break, he knows Edward is capable of doing this with a hand much worse than pocket eights. Of course, he would also be balancing, considering he's effectively bluff jamming a little bit with a suited ace. But that's what you get pot odds for.
Noting the fact that, like as you said, Haxton would have been opening super wide, so ace-7 most of the time would be a better hand.
Ace-7 three-handed is a monster anyway, and Tony finds the call. Isaac will get out of the way, and Tony is a favorite to have a monster stack heading to heads up, almost evening Ike's. 14 million in the pot.
Wow. And just like that, we could be heading towards heads up.
Not only heads up, but an even stacked heads up. If Tony can hold this, he would have gone from a distant fourth place to heads up with Isaac Haxton for the super high roller title. Jack, 7, 5, a 7 on the flop to keep things a bit more interesting. 5 outs now, one of them folded by Ike. 4 cards to the rescue. The 9 does not change much. A 7 or an ace, or we lose Edward Yam. And that's it. The deuce of spades seals the deal. Handshakes all around. The 2 Hong Kong players eliminated back to back, and we are now heads up in this super high roller. Surprise, surprise, Mr. Isaac Haxton is one of the players heads up, but Tony Lin, what a performance. What a run he is having. The most entertaining player at the table, arguably, with all his talk. I think masks are pretty reasonable in the post-COVID era. That's a great question. Did anyone vote for Tony Lin in the Guess the Winner contest? I guess we'll find out. Maud in chat will let us know.
Tony hits a 6, top pair. Hard to flop a pair. Even harder for it to be top pair.
And a great kicker as well, not to mention Ike has enough equity to need to continue here. 2 overs and a gut shot to the higher straight. Ace-I could be good frequently. Tony would be playing a hand like King 5 like this, for instance, as well. And Ike seems to be bleeding chips. Does need help from those outs on the top of the screen. That's not one of them, but 4 to a straight now on the board.
Changes the texture ever so slightly. There's actually a nut on the board now. It's a check. I think Tony might fire again. Nope, he checks again. The river comes a 3, pairs it up. Tony gets the check mark with 6s and 3s. King kicker. practically the nut on this board, really, apart from a 5, I suppose. Isaac Haxton checks.
Gives up. Or maybe he's checking
Waiting
with the
for
intention.
check racing, yes.
Wow. Tony polarizes with top pair for value on a 4 to a straight board that just tripped up. It's as though he knows exactly where he's at. It's as though he can see Ike's cards. One way to get an ace-high hero call is to polarize your hand, especially after he checked the turn the way he did. Relatively casually again, not reading into the physical tells too much, but certainly what he's representing now is a 5 or a
That's
trap.
a call. Wow. Look at that. We have a new chip leader for sure now. I think poker is definitely a game of banter. You know, different people having different opinions, coming from different backgrounds.
Certainly my favorite part of live poker is to get onto a table with strangers who share a common passion. Makes it easier to interact and connect. Look at this.
Yeah.
How much? 9975. As in you gamble too much.
Gamble too much.
It's deuce.
Tony's right. Tony will call. People are saying in chat. If he does, he will put himself in the position to win it all 63% of the times. This is a very difficult call though.
Typo.
Yeah, he lets it
Tight
go.
fold.
I just taken off the shades I was wearing in frustration, I believe. Stared my opponent in the eye and just said all in. You
And
know
he-
it's theoretically wrong, but
And he laughed at you and showed you aces?
no, I got it through. It just felt so important to win because, of course, the 2 big blinds is what you also want to scoop up with the big blind ante. Surprised, though, to see Ike make a move that I deemed a bit out of line for myself all those years ago.
I think it remains out of line.
Of course. And thinking back to Roman yesterday, who finished 3rd in the Superstar Challenge, something very similar. Got a bit frustrated, jammed 6-3 suited. Got met with the 10s of Lester Edock.
In my humble opinion, Roman's been the best player I've seen on the stream so far.
Wow, high praise. High praise indeed. Bit of a situation here as well. Pair versus a flush draw.
Decided to take the betting lead. 1 million. Okay, no folding. Do not fold a pair heads up.
Well, it's the best 8. That counts for something, and it's counterfeited now. But it is the best 2 pair with a kicker, kings and queens with an ace. And Tony's left with playing the board. Does he talk himself into trying to bluff at it? He would be repping a queen, essentially. Unfortunately for him, Ike has the ace. Should be an easy call for Ike, even if it's a tad reluctant.
1.85.
No racing though, is there? There's no racing here.
Never. Certainly no point.
King high is a full house. Queen high is a full house. 10 high is not going to play like this, maybe. Jack high not going to play like this.
I don't know, man. I call.
You don't know what you have?
I don't know what you have.
Natural A.
I can beat that.
That's it. No more bluff.
Left too much.
Ooh, that is a spicy board. Bottom pair and a straight draw, open-ended for Tony Lin. Overpair for Isaac Haxton.
You sounded like you had a bowl of noodles. Ooh, that's a spicy
Ooh.
sauce.
I feel the same level of excitement as I would with a beautiful bowl of noodles looking at what's happening in front of me. Once again, these guys have relatively even stacks now. Approximately 50 bigs for Isaac. 60 odd for Tony. And he donks. Bets out of flow. Does not want to give Isaac a free card. And a great bet, by the way, Steven, because we've been noticing Ike checking back a lot of flops. Tony, taking that into account, did not want to give a free card, but those checks have worked out, allowing Isaac to raise in position. Now the pot is getting bloated. Tony is out of position, and he has a hand that is way too strong to fold. I could easily be doing this with exactly the kind of hand he has, but also flush draws, pair and a straight draw himself, which would, by the way, have Tony dominated, and he goes all in.
Oh my god. Got snapped.
Here we go. 42% equity for Tony to just end it all. This could all be over. We might have a champion, and it could be Tony Lin if he can hit one of the 13 outs up top.
I think a 6 is fair.
Wow. Ike, careful what you wish for. A 6 is fair, says Ike. Trust me, he doesn't mean it.
Wow.
And he called the 6. Tony.
I think a 6 is fair.
4, right?
Well, this would be way too karmic for Ike to lose it this way. Tony on the verge of becoming the super high roller champion. Making an incredible comeback after being 4th place. Needs to dodge the 16 outs up top. And he does not. The 10 gives Isaac a set. A moan
Oh
heard
my god.
across the poker floor.
I thought to make it fair, a 9 would have come on the river.
At least that would have been an interesting way to go.
Playing pocket queens.
Wow. Nice time for it.
What a way to get back into the game.
Oi.
Oh, he goes all in. Does not even trap. And Ike has kings.
Isaac, really?
Are you kidding me? Sometimes it's not meant to be. It's not over till it's over, but that is a cooler setup. And
Mr. Haxton.
they're shaking on it already. There we go. 81% of the time, this is going to be the final hand in the favor of the great Isaac Haxton.
Lady Gaga, there it is.
Is it spicy?
Ladies.
10, 7, ace. Okay, 2 hearts, some hope. Another heart would make it interesting. I notice Ike is not calling for cards anymore.
Can't be drawing dead.
Might have learned his lesson. A 6 means just
Blank as you like.
the 2 outs. $288,000. Rely on this one card.
And there it is. Super High Roller Champion. Isaac Haxton from the United States of America. Let's see what Greg has to say.
First APT title. What does this mean to you?
This is awesome. Great start. I am definitely enjoying my entry into APTs.
Well, it's great having you. What an intense heads-up battle. Any thoughts about that?
Oh, it was a wild heads-up match. Big pots every hand, back and forth.
If you knew, it won the GPI Trophy Award, Best Trophy for 2023, and that's all yours. You want to give it a lift? You'll be surprised how heavy it
Let's
is.
see.
Check this out. Yeah, she's hefty.
That is no joke of a trophy.